Okay, we are on B, and this is part one. As you can tell right here, this is the an image of President Buchanan. Now, keep in mind that Lincoln is going to be elected president in November, but he doesn't take over until 5 months later. So, in those 5 months, you're going to have states secede, and Buchanan is going to do nothing. Why? Because he felt that he didn't have the power to stop states from seceding, so he just let it happen. And it is Lincoln that is going to be taking over in March. Keep in mind, the Deep South seceded because of Lincoln being elected, and the Upper South is going to secede because of Fort Sumter. Okay, so Lincoln is going to be taking over in March. Let's look at the military differences. In the South is going to be fighting a defensive war. The majority of the battles, major battles, are going to take place in the South. And, it's like a dog. You see him out on the street, he'll walk away. But the same dog, when it's in its own home, is going to fight back. And that's what the South is going to be doing. Also, because the majority of the wars, battles are going to take place in the South, there was a short distance that the military had to travel, and they could also depend on local support, meaning that the people, whether they wanted to or not, the Confederates would show up at their farm and confiscate their cattle, their horses, their foods, and things like that. Also, keep in mind that the coastline is very, very long. And because it's very long, it's difficult to keep them in. In the north, they had, keep in mind, the immigrants, mostly German and Irish, that came in during the antebellum, they stayed in the north. They didn't go to the south. What for? They can't compete with slaves. So when it came to the north, their population, the amount of population is going to be incredibly big compared to the south. Also, keep in mind that the blacks are going to be joining the north. Okay. Uh, were there any blacks that served in the Confederacy? The answer to that is yes, because usually the masters took them with them, the owners, and they fought alongside. Also, the North had a very large U.S. Navy, and the South did not. When it came to economic differences, the South was totally dependent on cotton, and they referred to it as cotton diplomacy. Oh, Europe needs our cotton, so they're going to come to our help. No, it's not going to happen. Also, the South is going to be broke, and what they're going to be doing is creating what is known as Confederate money, Confederate dollars, and I'll be showing you that in just a little bit. So once again, uh, whenever you just, it's like if you have a checking account and you write checks and there isn't any money in there to back up that check, it's worthless. And that's what's going to happen after the war. All this Confederate money is going to be worthless. And again, the South was expecting European help. In the North, factories, they had, and I'll show you an image that shows you the differences in factories. And also, the majority of the banks are in the North. So when it came to producing products and money, the North has the advantage. Key political differences in the South, uh, they were fighting for independence, and they were fighting for states' rights. And this is going to create problems for, this is the president of the Confederacy, Jefferson Davis. As I mentioned, some of the governors are going to be more powerful than President Davis. Like, for example, uh, Davis is going to be ordering the governor of Alabama, send your troops to Gettysburg. And the governor is going to say, I don't think so. I'm going to use them to protect my borders. Okay. And in the North was fighting at the beginning to preserve the Union. And of course, their president is Lincoln. When it came to the Union strategy, and this is incredibly important, the North is going to be using, and I'm going to show you in a little bit the image, and I'm going to be explaining the Anaconda Plan. I want you to notice that what is bold print is important. Also, what is bold print, red, and highlighted, that is important. Winfield Scott, one of the generals from the Mexican-American War, is the one that is going to be coming up with the idea. Now, Winfield Scott had been offered the army by Lincoln, but Winfield Scott said, I'm too old. I can only give you ideas. And because of that, Lincoln is going to have generals that are incredibly ineffective. Here is what the Anaconda Plan consists of. Number one, they want to blockade southern ports. In other words, cut off their supplies, nothing coming in, nothing going out. The idea of you want to export your cotton to the world, we're going to block that. And as I mentioned, the coastline is very long, so they're going to have trouble blockading. The second part is they want to control the Mississippi River. And I'll show you an image that shows you that if you control the Mississippi River, the Confederacy will be cut in half. And the third part is raise an army, train the army, and the army should be at least 50,000 men. And at the very beginning, the Union and the South also did not have any problem raising men because they were volunteering. Okay, and the third part of that is to be taking Richmond, which is the capital. Right here is 1860 comparison of the South and the North. If you notice, the North has double the population. When it comes to farm acreage, it's the same. But when it comes to the value of farmland, if you notice, the North is more valuable. When it came to railroads, if you notice, there's more mileage of railroads. And why is this important? Because you need the railroads to transport men and transport supplies. Look at the manufacturing. You still have manufacturing in the South, but it's 3.5 times as much in the North. When it came to workers in the factories, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times as many employees. The value of manufacturing, again, and the capital stock of banks, again. The only thing that is equal is farm acreage. Here you have a picture of Jefferson Davis. Right here, let's look at the Anaconda Plan. If you notice, the major ports are supposed to be blocked off, but look at the coastline. It's over here from Virginia all the way around there, and as we're going to find out, Brownsville, Texas, Brownsville was a major port. You had Boca Chica Beach, and then you have the ¿cómo se llama? The Mexican side over here, Baghdad. You have the city of Baghdad, and that's where they're transporting. So you're going to have smuggling of cotton into Mexico and then go into Baghdad and go up to Europe. Okay, and notice here is the Mississippi River. And if you take the Mississippi River, you cut the Confederacy in half. All right, that's it for part 1. Thank you very much.